Good afternoon, grade 12s, and welcome to our broadcasting from Bloemfontein. You will remember that we didn't finish off the Creditors Reconciliation last week. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take 20 minutes quickly to finish off the Creditors Reconciliation, or to tell you to do an activity with you. And then we are going to do the VAT. And the VAT, you know, it's very easy if you understand what to do, but let's quickly start with the creditors. I've got here control over creditors. It is important that the business maintains good control over the creditors at all time to ensure that the creditors clerk does his job efficiently, to correct amounts of items that were ordered from creditors. The correct amount of items that were ordered from creditors are received and are in a good condition. So if you're the credit clerk, remember you work with your creditors. And we bought on credit from our creditors. So make sure that you order, if you order 70, that you receive 70. Also make sure that creditors are paid on time so that the business qualifies for the necessary discount. Full use is made of the credit term. If the creditors give you 60 days or 90 days, make use of that in order to maintain good cash flow. There's division of duties amongst employees so that one person can check on another person's work. Make sure that the balance in the creditors control account is reconciled to the total of the creditors list to ensure that records are accurately updated inside the business, and then make sure that the statements received from individual creditors is reconciled with their accounts in the creditors ledger. And that is what we are going to do today. So this means that we bought the whole year from our creditors and we put it in the creditors ledger, and at the end of the month, not at the end of the year, at the end of the month, the creditor is going to send you a statement. So you take that statement, you compare it to your creditors ledger, and then you make sure that you do creditors reconciliation. At the end of each month, the business will receive a statement of account from its creditors. At the end of each month, you're going to receive a statement of account from your creditor. These statements show all the transactions that took place between the business and the creditor for a certain period. The statement, which is the external document, show all the transactions with the creditor from their point of view. So that is what the creditor do the whole month according to the creditors, or to whatever you bought from him. The statement must be compared to the creditor's account in the creditor's ledger, which is our internal document. That shows the transactions with the creditor from our point of view. So you've got two things. You've got the statement that you receive from the creditor. That is the external document. You compare that to your creditor's ledger. That's your internal document. Why is there differences? Because this is a very common one. The creditor might have closed off the statement on a different date from the date that the business closed off their creditor's ledger. Remember, the creditor wants to send you the statement and he wants you to receive it by the end of the month. So maybe he's going to close off at the 25th of the month. Invoices, credit notes, checks, discounts, interest could have been entered incorrectly or not entered at all. That's also a mistake. Posting errors could have occurred. Posting errors, addition or subtraction errors could have occurred. And then fraud can also be committed. That's why there's differences there. I've got an example here. Bata shoes traders in all kinds of shoes. A statement received on the 26th of May from shoe suppliers, one of their creditors, reflects that Bata shoes owes them 34260. 34260. According to Bata shoes, the amount outstanding is only 22090. Listen carefully. A statement received on the 26th of May from shoe suppliers, one of our creditors, reflect, and there you are. Sorry, there you are. Okay. There's our statement that we received. There's our statement that we received. And there is the amount. They tell us that we owe them 3,460. But according to our information, this is our creditors ledger. According to the creditors ledger, we only owe him 22,090, and there's the problem. Compare the account of shoe supplies in the creditors ledger to the of Bata shoes with the statement. The statement that we received is the one on top. And then we are going to compare it with our creditors ledger, make additional entries in the account of shoe supplies in the creditors ledger, and prepare a creditors reconciliation statement. Why a creditors reconciliation statement? Because you cannot do anything about this statement. You cannot change the statement. So you're going to do a creditors reconciliation statement, which will be where you are just going on, and you're going to start with this 34260. And then we are going to do a creditors ledger, and we are going to put all our additional transactions in there. Okay, this is what we've got in front of us. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to compare. Okay, if you compare, you will see that in the beginning of the month, the balances were the same. So that just means that at the end of last month, this one and this one is the same, so we started the same. And also I want you to see this is a plus, and this is a minus, this is a minus, and this is a plus. It's the same mirror image. What is the mirror image? The mirror image is Bata Shoes is our creditor in our creditors ledger. Bata Shoes is our creditor. But from their point of view, we are a debtor because we owe them money. That's why it is different. Okay, so what are we going to do? We compare. There's an invoice there, and the invoice is also there. That gives you 22,000 Rand. There's invoice 185, 8,700. And there's invoice 185 with 8,700 Rand. And that's basically all. Now you circle all the differences. We circle all the differences, and then we must just go and see what are the reason for all these differences. Okay. The check issued on the 12th of May was incorrectly recorded by shoe suppliers as 25,600. The check issued on the 12th of May, there's the check. It's this one. The check issued 26,500 was incorrectly recorded by shoe suppliers. Sorry, as 25,600. The correct amount is 26,500. Okay, so you can see that we've got the correct amount. In our books, we've got the correct amount. But on the statement that we received, this is wrong. And then you take your calculator and you say, okay, 26,500 minus 25,600 gives you 900 Rand. So we had to add 900 Rand there. Can you see that? Okay, let's go back. The correct amount is 26,500 in our books. On the statement that we received, it was too little, so it's wrong. We had to add 900 Rand there. So let's do the workings. Before we can start working, we start our creditors ledger, with the balance on 2012, May the 31st. You just put balance there. And you start with the one in your creditors ledger. and this is 22,090 because we are just going to make this longer. And in your creditors reconciliation statement, you start with the debit balance according to creditor's statement. And I want you to see the date on the creditor's statement. Remember, they mentioned the 25th of May. The 25th of May. There you are. So the closing balance on the debit side is 34260 on the 25th of May. Okay, now we can start working. Remember, where were the mistakes? The mistake was made on the statement. So we are going to put on our reconciliation statement, we are going to put the 900 Rand on the credit side. So we're going to put the 900 there because we paid them and credit incorrect amount on receipt number 55. Okay, where did I get that? If you go back there, remember, this is a check because we issued a check. In their books, they show on the 12th a receipt. The same thing, on the 12th, we issued a check. On the 12th, they show a receipt because they received the money. This was too little, so we had to add that 900 Rand on the minus side. So we put the 900 Rand on the minus side, and there's your explanation. Since the check of 26,500 was incorrectly recorded by shoe suppliers, the correction must be made in the creditor's reconciliation statement. 900 Rand too little was entered in the credit column, so we put the 900 Rand there. Number 2.